Unit 11. Our High-Tech World. Tape script 11.1. Me and my tech.
I'm totally at sea without my phones. I have two, for personal stuff and work. And these days I use my tablet and Apple iPad for writing stuff more than I use my computer. I think it's easier. I'm a bit of an Apple fanboy. I have the iPad, the iPhone and the iMac. And I have literally hundreds of apps. Lots of weather apps and games. My favourite game is Defender. It's because it's the game I played as a child when computer games first came out. My wife says I'm the original gadget man. You name it and I have it. I like PlayStations for games, fitness gadgets like withings and wireless weighing scales. I kind of started to take my health seriously. Must be an age thing. Oh, and music gadgets like Sonos. I have a Sonos system at home. Yeah, and I stream music everywhere. Downstairs and in our bedroom. I use Spotify and internet radio for this, but I still have a normal radio in my car, and a sat-nav, of course. I have two, one in my car and one on my phone. It's much better, because it gives traffic info as well. I haven't used a map for ages. I suppose, in some ways, I'm a techno geek, but I'm not a great social networker, although I have used LinkedIn for work and jobs. One thing I could do without is so many emails. I get thousands a week, mainly work, but it really bugs me the way colleagues in the same office email you rather than pick up the phone or walk over and have a proper conversation. It's weird. Technology both connects you and isolates you at the same time. You can connect with friends and family all over the world. You can Facebook or Skype them, and that's great. But then you see couples in restaurants, both on their phones, and not communicating with each other. My wife and I make a point of conversing fiercely across the table when we're out together. More than we do at home. There's so much tech around already, it's difficult to keep pace with it all, so I have no idea what the future holds. Time travel would be brilliant. I'd like to go backwards, not forwards, maybe to just after the war in London. That would be interesting. Or better still, back to a really great Wimbledon tennis final. I'm not sure about 3D printers. Well, my son, he's 8, says he'd use one to make all the Lego bits he's lost. Sounds like a good idea to me. I suppose the future is this Internet of Things thing, where you can run your whole house via the internet, sit at work and turn the oven on, or mow the lawn with a robot lawnmower. But heck, we'll all become so unfit, so unhealthy. Mind you, I suppose I'll still have my fitness app. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'd like to time travel 100 years into the future just to see what happens technology-wise. What on earth will the world be like?
Tape script 11.2. The Internet of Things.
This is You and Yours, Radio 4's consumer programme. If you've got a smartphone and a laptop, they'll be connected to the internet when they're switched on. And it's predicted that by 2020, lots and lots of other things we use will also be connected. Things as varied as rubbish bins, car parks, roads and fridges. It's being called the Internet of Things. And Ofcom, the communications regulator, is predicting that up to 50 billion things will be linked to the web by the end of this decade. Lots of people have stuff that's linked already. Here's Christian Payne, he's a technology blogger.
It's early days for the Internet of Things, and yet there are so many things talking on the internet right now. More things than people, in fact. Stood at the side of a busy road in London, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to find out that many of these cars and vehicles are at this moment connected to the internet, whether it be through their tracking devices or their navigation apps, which are logging and reporting and recording data, not just for the user in the vehicle, but also other people wanting to know about traffic conditions and journey times ahead. I personally use an app that does this, an app which has been in the news a lot recently called Waze. I find it vital for me to get to where I want to go faster and quicker. It also notifies me in real time should there be speed traps, but obviously I drive within the parameters of the law. I can also see other drivers using the same app, and it's kind of comforting to know that there are people as geeky as me logging data as they drive. Around my neck at the moment I have an autographer, an automatic camera, which for bloggers it's a normal device. It enables you to document your day in images which can connect to your mobile phone and be shared very easily to social spaces where you can keep a record of events that you want to remember personally, but you can also share that with anybody with an internet connection. Standing in Regent's Park, and just in the last minute I've seen 15 or so runners passing me by, all wearing the same kind of technology I have around my neck, a fitness computer. Some of them are just using their mobile devices, some of them have wristbands, but what these little computers are doing are logging speed, location in some instances, how many calories they're burning, how active they are, and this will stream to the internet, perhaps through their mobile device, and enable them to compete with their friends. If I'm sat too long at my desk in my office, I can get a notification from a friend telling me maybe I should get up and have a walk. I really like this peer pressure forcing me to be more active. This is just the beginning of connecting our bodies to the internet in this way. Health is going to be revolutionized by where we choose to place this data, whether it be with our local doctors or organizations who are researching anything to do with the body.
Christian Payne, and we wondered if this technology is just for serious enthusiasts like him or for everyone, and we decided to ask William Webb. He's Deputy President of the Institute of Engineering and Technology. William, this talk of 50 billion devices by the end of the decade suggests some kind of revolution's about to happen to us. Do you think it is?
I think it is, but it's more going to happen to machines than to us. Now, of course, we interact with machines a lot, so what we'll notice is lots of things just working better. Our car will take us better to the place we want to get to. Our washing machine will work better. But I don't think it will impact us as obviously and as immediately as something like the iPhone and the change to smartphones did. And indeed, the whole idea of this really is to work in the background to make our world a better, easier place to live in, rather than to be in our face the whole time.
We had some practical examples there from Christian Payne, but tell us, what would be the benefit of a fridge communicating with the net?
Oh, the fridge has been an example that's been quoted for so long, it's almost become a joke, hasn't it? There are a lot of reasons why we might want to start connecting many of our white goods in our home. Most of those actually revolve around either maintenance or energy usage. So, for example, the fridge could know that its compressor was starting to labour harder, and as a result it was probably going to break at some time in the next few months. In fact, it's quite easy to spot imminent breakdown of those kind of components, and it could send a message out to the manufacturer or to the retailer warning them that this was happening, and you could have someone effectively ring you up and say, I need to come and maintain your fridge, before it actually failed and you lost all the goods that were in the fridge.
This may be a naive question, but won't these gadgets crowd out the space available, overload the system?
They could overload our existing cellular phone systems, which is why a number of people, including myself, are looking at alternative wireless technologies that are optimised very specifically for these machines.
Now, some people worry that all this reliance on technology, even as we have it now, relying on the sat-nav rather than a map, that we are making ourselves vulnerable to attack. Are they right?
Well, we're certainly getting much more reliant on all sorts of technology. Now, of course, this is nothing new. We've become reliant on electricity over the last century. We've become reliant on the internet over the last decade. And if either of those two systems went down, I think people's lives would be dramatically altered. And I think what tends to happen is, at first, people don't rely too much on these new things. So when you first got your sat-nav, you probably also kept the map in the car just in case the sat-nav didn't work. And then progressively over time you become more reliant on it as you see that it is more reliable. But we do need to make sure, absolutely, that we are safe against all kinds of potential failure, either from terrorists or failure that might be caused by software errors or lack of electricity or similar kinds of things.
William Webb, we must leave it there. William Webb, Deputy President of the Institute of Engineering.
Tape script 11.3.
When might billions of things be connected to the internet? What kind of things? Who are Christian Payne and William Webb? What does Christian find comforting? Where does he wear his autographer? What does he wear it for? How many runners did he see? How does William Webb think white goods will mainly interact with the internet? Which thing is quoted so often that it's become a joke? Why is he looking at alternative wireless technologies?
Tape script 11.4. 1.
Thanks for the great feedback on my report.
I was impressed. You really know your stuff.
Do you think so?
Oh, yes. You're destined for great things at this firm.
2.
What sort of stuff do you get with your new car?
Oh, all the usual stuff. Sat-nav, DAB radio, leather seats.
Doesn't sound like the usual stuff to me. You should see my old banger.
3.
How do you cope with all that pressure at work and 4 kids?
You know me. I'm made of strong stuff.
And you never moan.
Well, there's not much point. I just have to get on with it.
4.
Are you ready to go? We're late.
I'll just get my stuff and we can be off.
OK, I'll be waiting on the car.
5.
We were crossing a field and suddenly there was this huge bull heading towards us.
That's the stuff of nightmares. I'd have been terrified.
Believe me, we were.
6.
What a day! I'm in pieces. I lost my car keys and had to walk home in the pouring rain and...
Oh, come on, cheer up. Stuff happens. I'll make a cup of tea.
Oh, I need something stronger than that.
7.
Ugh! What's that on the carpet?
I'm not sure. It looks like a load of sticky brown stuff.
Ugh, it's melted chocolate. One of the kids must have dropped it.
8.
I did it! I can't believe it! 3 A's!
Great stuff. All that hard work paid off.
It did. I can really enjoy my holiday now.
Tape script 11.5.
1. You offer to pay for a round of drinks. 2. You think you have no chance of passing the exams. 3. Your theatre ticket says Hamlet, 7:30 p.m. 4. You've made an appointment to get your hair cut tomorrow. 5. You arranged to help your friend move flat, but now you find you can't. 6. Next week, you will be on holiday. You can see yourself having a cocktail by the swimming pool. 7. You can see yourself at 40. You've started your own business and it's already successful. 8. You didn't get in touch with a friend because you had flu.
Tape script 11.6. 1.
Hey guys, I'll get this round in.
Thanks, Kev. I'll have a pint of best. Mine's the same.
2.
I really don't think I have a chance of passing the exams.
I'm definitely going to fail.
No, you won't. You say that every time and you do brilliantly.
3.
Hurry up, the play starts in half an hour.
I can't find my ticket anywhere.
We don't have them. We booked online. We're collecting them at the box office.
4.
I know, my hair's a mess, but I'm getting it cut on Saturday.
Not before time.
You can talk, look at yours.
5.
I'm really sorry. I know I was going to give you a hand with your move, but...
Yeah, and boy, do I need help.
I know you do, but I've just learnt I'm working in the Paris office next week and I can't get out of it.
Oh, never mind. It was good of you to offer.
But I'll help you with the decorating when I'm back.
Thanks. That'd be great.
6.
Can you believe it? This time next week, we'll be sipping cocktails by a swimming pool.
Yeah, before going out for an amazing meal in an amazing restaurant overlooking the sea.
And paying amazing prices.
7.
I'm aiming high. By the time I'm 40, I'll have set up my own business and I'll be earning a fortune.
Wow, you've really got your future sorted.
Yeah, I simply won't consider failure.
I admire your confidence. I haven't a clue what I'll be doing when I'm 40.
8.
I'm so sorry. I was going to get in touch and say let's meet for coffee, but I've had flu.
Not to worry. I'll meet you next week. Just say where and when.
Well, I was going to suggest the Cafe Nero, near your work.
Fine. Is Tuesday okay for you?
Tape script 11.7. 1.
One of my cats is quite tame and domesticated.
Ouch!
The other is totally wild.
You can say that again.
2.
I've always been successful at work, but my private life is a total failure.
Oh, you're being very hard on yourself.
Tape script 11.8.
Margie's diary.
Gee, what a waste. When you're through with the book, you just throw it away, I guess. Our television screen must have had 1 million books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away.
Where did you find the book?
In my house, in the attic.
What's it about?
School.
School? What's there to write about school? I hate school. Why would anyone write about school?
Because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago, centuries ago.
Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago. They had a teacher?
Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man.
A man? How could a man be a teacher?
Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions.
But a man isn't smart enough.
Sure he is. My father knows as much as my teacher.
He can't. A man can't know as much as a teacher.
My dad knows almost as much, I betcha.
Well, I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me.
You don't know much, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the house. They had a special building, and all the kids went there.
And all the kids learned the same thing?
Sure, if they were the same age.
But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently.
Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Margie, school.
Not yet, Mama.
Now. And it's probably time for Tommy, too.
Tommy, can I read the book some more with you after school?
Maybe.
Today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot.
Oh.
When we add the fractions 1/2.
Oh, how the kids must have loved it in the old days with a real teacher and other kids. What fun they had.
Numbers which we find on the blackboard.